the other day, I've got a couple of videos at the moment. One I posted recently, and honestly, it was the most simple, basic, like raw video that I've ever made, and very simple editing. I posted it, it got like 28 million views on Instagram and about 8 million views on TikTok. You know, and that's the kind of difference you have, where I can post a still before and after picture, it gets 50 likes. Do you see the kind of difference there? So who you're communicating with, and like I said, it's maybe if you've got enough clients, you're not worried about, I don't need any more clients. So sell all those clients a new service that you're doing. You know, we launched the money mask, make a money mask video, you know, talking about what it does for your client's hair. Where do you find your biggest stumbling blocks are, as it were? And this whole opportunity is an opportunity for everyone to be open and honest, because when I go into salons, it's interesting, you see maybe one or two people that are doing it, and everyone else is like really daunted by it. It's like, whoa, what are they doing? How are they making that? But it's actually quite simple. So where would you find your biggest kind of stumbling blocks are?
I think you gotta find the right time to post, because like I've noticed sometimes if you post at different times, you'll get like more likes or views than if you post at other times.
Exactly, it's finding a good time to post, which is around, I'd say 6 or 7 o'clock at night, because that's mainly when people are tuning in to Instagram. You know, between 6 and 7:30, obviously on the East Coast, but you know, that's when people are going to be tuning in, they're going to be scrolling, you know, because they've just eaten their dinner or they just got in from work. So it's kind of a good time to start posting, and post consistently if you can. So if you really want to start making, say, a reel a day, and I will tell you honestly, if you had asked me 9 months ago if I could post a reel a day, I personally would have found that very daunting, a very daunting task, because you know, just the way I was working then and the way I was doing my classes, I just didn't get enough footage. But as soon as you start thinking, and the mindset is every single client I do is footage, is an opportunity to make a reel, suddenly it's very accessible and you don't really have to change anything. All you do is film the stages of your work. Do you see what I mean? So it can be very accessible, and now I can kind of, as long as I'm in the field doing work, I can keep posting like a reel a day, which is good. So as consistently as you can post, maybe if it's something you're going to start and be like, right, I want to do the 30-day challenge, a reel a day for 30 days, start banking some work first. So you've kind of got a little bit of a buffer, and you're not like, oh my God, I got nothing to post, I've run out of time, it's late, it's 7 o'clock, I've not edited my video. You know, get a little bit, and I'm saying this because I feel it, you know, when you do put yourself under pressure, you want to make sure you've got a little buffer, because then you can kind of, you've got a bit of content that you can kind of continue to kind of work through like that.
Just do it as you work, and don't worry about how you're going to post it later. Just do it. Then, like maybe on a day off, you can go through and edit your content and actually get it ready for posting, so that the following week, then you're ready to just post whenever the time is right, and you're not rushed and you're not pressured.
Don't bombard yourself with trying to film everything, you know, because you'll just have way too much stuff to edit. It's actually just, like Rich said, short little snippets just through the process. So you can take someone through the process very quickly. Honestly, your most successful videos will be about 7 to 15 seconds. As soon as you start going over 15 seconds, your video better be bloody good, you know, and bloody engaging, you know, and be a very strong kind of story time or something that someone's actually going to sit through that. You know, because honestly, people are going to tune out of your video in the first 2 seconds, which is like your hook. So there's different ways you can, and your hook is the way you gain someone's interest and you keep that interest. Just like yesterday when I posted my video, I knew that when the video gets to a certain point, it looks like the video's about to end. And if that happens to me, when I'm watching, I'm scrolling. So when that video, I knew that video looked like it was about to end, but you need someone to watch your whole video in order to get the engagement and get the shares, etc. So I put a little thing that flashed up on the screen that said, keep watching. Right when I personally thought this is when people are going to be tuning out. So when they think they're about to tune out, they're like, oh, keep watching, what am I going to see next? Do you see? So there's little things like that you can kind of learn that, you know, which is just very kind of freestyle. You can just add it in like all over the place. It's kind of fun. And then when you start watching reels, you won't be watching them so much as a consumer. You'll be watching them as a creator. And that's kind of fun, because you'll watch things and think, wow, that's a great sound. love what that hairdresser did with that. Wow, that was so simple. That was so easy what they did. And look at that before and after. Do you see? So when you start watching as a creator, you're going to be gaining all of that information that you can then save those videos and then use them kind of to post on. Like when Rich edits a video and it's doing really well, he texts me. He's like, Charles, look at this graph. I'm doing this many views. And one video he just posted from the other day was a video we made years ago. Like right when Dreamcoat launched, 4 years ago.
That was our first few demos that we did.
Yeah, when he was really videoing stuff, I didn't even watch it, sorry Rich, but he repurposed it into a video.
I watched yours.
Yeah.
All of them. All 6 of them.
But mine are easy to watch because they're like 7 seconds, 10 seconds, 12 seconds, you know, it's easy.
No, but no, that was back then, you know, we didn't have these short little videos, we didn't have TikTok, Instagram wasn't really doing reels. So my videos were longer and I recorded the whole process, and it's been on YouTube for a few years. But, you know, I've gotten into the mindset of repurposing older content because a lot of that stuff was good. Well, it was about 10 minutes long or something like that. So I just cut it down and it's actually, I don't know, maybe 10, 12 seconds.
Wow.
So I cut out.
That's Rich, that's good.
Yeah, so I listened
I've been
to
telling
something.
you, that's good, he's learning.
Yeah.
He's like, "Good, I know."
Yeah, and
Video.
that blew up. That blew up on YouTube and also on Instagram.
When you are posting and you're posting videos and you're not getting any views, don't worry about it because it's the consistency. And like Rich says, some days I could get like 11 views. Like I was trying this YouTube thing, and sometimes you can get like thousands. It doesn't matter. But then when you finally do have that one video that really starts to take off, all of that work that you put into your page, because if someone sees a great video, they might go to your page, right, and be like, oh, this is interesting, I'm going to go to this person's page. If there's nothing on there, that's it, you're not going to get a follow. Do you know what I mean? But if they go to your page and think, wow, where's this person been all my life? There's all this interesting content on here, great stuff I can watch, and they'll watch like 5 or 6 videos, I'll follow that person. That's how you start to build that follower base. So it's like just to kind of never give up. And some of you might not want to be Instagram famous. That's fine. But like Rich says, you're always communicating with a new audience, especially a local audience, which is really powerful. Because that's how some of these people now that you hear about them, they're going on the floor as a hairdresser straight out of hair school or their apprenticeship, and they're fully booked for like 4 months because they have been cranking out reels all through their apprenticeship. So when they hit that floor, they've got this big follower base that is like ready to see them. And that's amazing. You don't have to do anything. When I was like started out in hairdressing, we used to stand on the street corner with like business cards in London and be like, hey, come in for a free blowout, you know? But now you can do it all at your fingertips.
The 4 main platforms that are going to give you the most reach, basically the most eyes on your stuff, is going to be Instagram, TikTok, Facebook also now, Facebook Reels, and YouTube. And if you all don't have a YouTube channel, I would highly recommend creating one and putting all your videos on there, long form as well as short video. Because the one thing about YouTube is it is owned by Google, and Google's the #1 search engine. So I have hundreds of videos out there, and I have people seeing my videos that I posted years ago, and they're long, long and boring, some of them. But if the content is good, like I told him, he said,
They use it as a sleep aid.
No.
When you Google
For you,
sleep aid, Rich's videos.
your classes, your classes.
And honestly, your simple videos are the ones that can be most effective. It's quite long, but we can show you something quite fun here. That is a very simple video to make, but extremely powerful. Do you know what we're about to do? Yeah. You ready to be in a Money Piece video?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, cool. So this is fun. So your first main thing about making a video, and this is something fun that you can just do in your kind of downtime if you've got 5 minutes. This is called Root Cover Up. Some of you might be familiar with this. I'm telling you, this is the most viral product. When I had that video I was telling you about, they got like 28 million views. I swear, I could walk into any salon anywhere in this country, and at least 2 people would be like, oh my God, I just saw that video. It's so powerful, it's unreal. Like seriously, it's crazy. The few things we got to get right here when we're making a reel. First thing, if you're at a time when you want to upgrade your phone, get the best one possible if you're going to start taking reels seriously. okay? And really shooting them, because it makes a major difference. Even our new, like we have a hired TikTok person at Colorwell. It is their job. It is a yearly salaried job to make TikToks for Colorwell. That's how seriously we take this as a company and as a business. Even when she had her iPhone and then she started using mine, she's like, wow, this camera is insane. You know, I was winding her up about it. It's very, very important. And then, like I just did as well, just make sure your lens is clean. Because honestly, just getting as much clarity is as possible is much better. Because if someone looks at something and it's a little blurry or a little, you know, not quite in focus, which I've frustratingly had to post before, you're just not going to get as many views as having something that's a little bit crisper. It can be raw. You're going to have stuff going on in the background. You're going to have dogs jumping around. Doesn't matter. But you need to see what you're actually doing with that hair. That's what's very important. Don't miss. Doesn't matter what's going on in the background, the mess, anything. Don't miss the necessary kind of element. So what we're going to do here, and remind me of your name again, my Colorwell friend. Summer, yes, of course, I don't forget. So Summer here. So we're going to put like a little money piece back in Summer's hair, okay? So the few things, the first thing is going to be lighting, okay? It doesn't actually look so bad. You've got pretty good lighting in this salon, so this is going to be fine. So the lighting is not so bad here. But if you were concerned about the lighting, I would highly recommend having a ring light and having a ring light to hand. Don't have a ring light in its case, in a back closet, under 3 things, an old climber zone in a chair, because you're never going to pull it out. You need to have your ring light set up and it live in a corner, so any of you in your salon can access it in a heartbeat, okay? If you didn't have a colleague to hold the camera for you, this is why I always travel with one of these. And I love this thing, you know? This is going to be like a lifesaver, considering you do have pretty good light in here. This is just like having a colleague, and you can just set this up very quickly. Do you have one of these?
No.
It's just the way you were laughing at it. So you can just have this, and if you were doing some work.
That's called a tripod, by the way.
Tripod, yes. This thing. Tripod. And the company I like is Ubeezy, Ubeesize. You can just get them on Amazon, they're amazing. So super light, they can just sit in a corner. You can even get the smaller versions of them. And this is going to be great when you're working and you just want to film a tiny bit of you putting some foils in someone's hair as a little break in your video. Just have this set up with your camera, and all you do is just press record. You put 3 foils in the hair and then you stop recording, because you've got that little section, if you know what I mean. So these are really useful.
And the one thing you don't want to do is record with the light in the back of your video.
Yes, that's
I'm doing now.
Yeah, that's deadly. So so filming here is, you're not going to get the best because you've got too much light coming this way. Okay?
Always keep the light behind you.
So you always spin. It's funny because where I was setting up, I will always set up my seat closest to the window because it's the best light. So actually turned like this, you know, you just move all those products. Now, because you're going to get that, so you're going to get your kind of the best light here facing this way. The great thing about these editing apps, and I'll show you one afterwards how we'll edit this, and one called InShot is the one I personally recommend. You do have to pay for it, like yearly, but it's worth every single penny.
It's like $15.
Yeah, worth every single penny because it makes it so easy. Do you use that one? No. InShot is like super easy, and it has a great feature on it called crop. So that means you can zoom in on a video. So if I say get you to film this, and then I get home and I'm like, damn, she was like too far away. Because it's easy if I was filming, I'd be like, you know. But to be able to crop in on your video is huge. I use it all the time.
No pressure.
No, you're good. Like it's very simple. But the things that are important now, of me putting in this little highlight in the hair, make sure the person who is recording for you knows how to press record. And I'm not joking, I'm not saying you don't, but one of the best videos I ever made.
Think I recorded the whole thing?
Yeah, nothing. The person was like, oh, sorry, I didn't realize. I'm like, oh my goodness, are you serious? You know? And then it's really important if you're showing something, okay? Showing a demonstration, putting in a foil, you're showing painting on some color, make sure that whoever's filming, whether it's you're filming yourself, make sure you can actually see what you're doing. Because if you're putting color in a foil and someone is filming from here and all you see is your hands, that's not engaging. I'm tuning out because I'm like, I can't really see anything. All I see is these hands moving. Same thing as I'm about to do here. I'm about to put this highlight in here. So I'm gonna get you to come from this angle here so you can actually, you can see the before, and oh goodness, I don't know if you want to do it yet. You can see the before.
I'll start recording the meeting.
Yeah, great. You can see the before and the after. So you can see it happen, and that's the magic. So if you shoot root cover up, covering up someone's grays, which honestly, I'm telling you, I've got a gray video right now. It's got 22 million views, covering up someone's grays with powder. I like joke to myself, I spent years since I was 14, I worked in salons, and all people want to see is root powder. I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, I'll take it. You know, it's views, it's followers, it's influence, it's great. So honestly, don't underestimate. If you've got this root cover up and someone with these glowing landing strip of like white, just film it and post it. It's like the craziest thing. Speed it right up, you know, so they're not.
Not to mention, it's
Okay.
a perfect opportunity to present it to your client.
Yes, exactly.
And make them special through the whole process.
Yes, exactly. Oh, I'd love to film this, and they might be like, oh, don't show my face. So that's fine. You just cut it off there. You know, this video in particular is like my wife's one of her aunts. Like she'd go crazy if she knew like how many views. You know, people are looking at her white roots. Can you imagine? 22 million people staring at your white roots. The first thing I'm going to do is film the product and me putting the powder on the product. So that's important. Now this little bit that I've just done there, right? That is going to turn into 0.7 of a second. That's how quick that's going to be, okay? So what we're going to do, so we're going to see the before, and we're going to turn your head slightly like this. And obviously with the root cover up, I mean, this is really too long for the product. It's not designed to do 3 inches. No, I'm joking. But look, so, and I'm just gonna do it like this and work it all the way, you know, down the hair, like this, and actually, see that? And then you can pull out a little bit. There you go. You get it? Does it look good?
Yes, but I take a lot of like little videos.
Okay, so just don't stop filming.
Okay.
Just film the whole thing. And see, and this is what's important now, guys. So you've got to check that we actually got that. So, and this is important, the communication between you and the person that's filming. So I'm assuming that she's filming everything. Do you know what I mean? Because it gives me then the ability to edit. You got everything, so it's fine. But that's important. If someone's going to film for you, make sure we communicate, because suddenly if someone's taking short little videos and I just missed that, I can't go back and get it again. So this could be 1 million views. This could be 10,000 views. I don't know. But if I don't have the footage, I don't have it. Do you see? So make sure what you're getting, it is really important. So you got that good there, and then we can just get a little, and then you can obviously see the shadow there. So we can
And get that big smile.
That's right, yes, good. So let's do the other side. And then, so for the other side, you're gonna wanna come from this way. Do you see? Because if you stay in the same spot, and I do this with my hand and put that highlight in, it's just gonna cover it up. So it's little things like that. I'm using this as an example, but this is with everything you're doing. Putting in a product, using a brush, combing something, foiling something, anything you're doing, back combing something. Make sure that camera can see what you're doing rather than working from behind you. So we'll probably turn your head slightly this way. Again, I don't need to film the root cover up again because it's only gonna be one very quick little example. So we're gonna kind of, and again, see it, and then work right, you know, down the hair and match in that money piece, and then let it kind of bounce up. And then you can just move your head and look at the camera and smile. See? Do you see?
Yes.
So that's cool. So
Hey,
then,
you want to know how you can get 1 million views? Have a good looking guy behind the model when you're doing the demo.
yes, exactly. JW. So exactly. But do you know what? That then becomes a very TikTok-esque type thing, right? So if you're filming this, and then you could use your crop, so you could just do something really like stupid. Hey guys, because you can do a voiceover, I wanted to come on here to show you this little technique, but I'm literally obsessed with this guy like in the background. Don't you think he looks like a model? Haha. Do you know? And that could be like so that becomes very TikTok. But you can actually have 2 pieces of content. from one. Do you see? And yeah, so it's actually a good point that Rich made. That can be something then funny, and that's the kind of thing people like latch onto and share or whatever. So that's cool. It looks good though as well. You can see how good, you know, the colorway root cover up is. So that then once it,
Oh yeah.
you see?
Go another 6 weeks without
No, it shampoos right out.
And if you can, so another point that I probably should have made is you didn't actually see your hair. So I should have really filmed your reaction in the camera. And we did that. We were actually in the head office last week and we were shooting TikToks. I did highlights in this girl's hair and she didn't see it. So I actually took a big mirror and then I got the TikTok girl to film it. And I said, look, I'm gonna show her. So it was that immediate, like this, because they go to the hair and they touch it. So that touching and that is then gonna be my holding image for that video. Because people are gonna be like, why is she reacting like that? What happened? Do you see what I mean? It's getting all those kind of little fun things in there.